Outside of Marvin Gaye's what's I'm sorry. I don't think let's push it to the 70s, like late 70s. I was actually listening to this album before we started streaming our podcast tonight, Bill. Bill, have you heard of The Clash?
Yes, I did. And you know who's that? And it's somebody's favorite band. And you know who that someone is?
He's already watching and listening to us. Don't worry.
It is our very good friend,
Doctor.
Matt Hemsley.
He's our very, very, very dear friend of ours.
And our number one fan.
And our number one fan, who
he's watching right now.
He is enjoying our show as always. And I listen, we sound small screen and whatnot, but all of our listeners out there, we love you especially too. But no, in all seriousness though, The Clash, Bill, The Clash. Like, you want to talk about like music changing the world? London Calling by The Clash. I mean, we don't talk about The Clash that often on. Yes, Matt Hemsley, thank you. I know I did this for you. But he's watching us now. He's listening to us. If you've never heard the album London Calling, when I first heard it, I was like, there's no way this is a metal album. I thought it was a hard rock, like metal, like Black Sabbath-y. This is before I listened to the whole thing. No, actually, I was very surprised by it being an album by a band called The Clash. Yeah, right. Well, no, you don't fuck with The Clash. Okay, I'm cursing on air. I don't care. We label our shows explicit sometimes for a reason. That's why. You don't F with The Clash. They are pioneers of the genre. They don't. It's hard to sound like The Clash are one of those bands that, truthfully, and Bill, stop me if you've heard this already. The Clash were one of those bands where it doesn't sound like traditional punk, which is like aggressive, fast garage rock, but it doesn't sound like anything else but The Clash either. And London Calling is one of those albums. If you have never heard the album London Calling by one of the best bands that has ever walked the effing earth, The Clash, more than just Stand By Me, more than just Train in Vain, more than just they are so much more than Should I Stay or Should I Go. That is an overrated song. London Calling is a fan-freaking-tastic album. Please, please, please stream it. Stop listening to us on your podcast feed and stream London Calling, and you'll understand how we are doing protest songs right now on our show. I yield. Do you have anything for
what are they protesting?
Oh, let's look at the track listing for a second. I feel like I'm on my other show right now. There's the themes are like, the themes are about gun control, safe sex, bombs, political apathy. What is it? I have right here. I'm looking at it right now. It says consumerism. The title track is influenced by a nuclear reactor plant in Pennsylvania. Like, politics and rock and roll had not really meshed as well as it did when you got to The Clash, for lack of a better word. I'm also just looking at some of their others. There's a reason why it's called London Calling, and it's got a lot. Like Death and Glory is about like complications of adulthood, like clampdown comments on people who forsake the open-minded idealism of youth and urges young people to go fight for the status quo. You want to talk about rebellion? You want to talk about rebelling against your government? Hence what just happened on Monday against our newly elected president here in the United States. There were people in the streets. You could go back and listen to the Clampdown by The Clash and see and depict things in the songs about what is happening today. This came out in 1979, Bill. 79, this came out. That was right as Jimmy Carter was exiting the White House, well, a year before he did. And then Ronald Reagan took over. And like I said, we're not getting political, but if you know your history and if you know your American history around that time period, it's a very different time. So, and America made its choice. They did what they had to do for a solid decade, and that's what happened. But the Clash are one of those bands. If you've never heard the Clash, get on it. Okay, I'm sorry. London Calling. Bruce Springsteen covers London Calling sometimes live. He did it in like 2009 at the at Hyde Park in London. Ironically enough. So, anyways, I digress. The Clash. Anything else for the Clash before we go on?
I don't really know much about the Clash. Sorry, Dr. Hemsley.
Yeah, our dear friend Matt Hemsley would.
I know it's the only band that matters.
They are one of the most powerful acts ever to ever. But you want to talk about like an S tier quality band? The Clash are up there. Sex Pistols, same thing. The Sex Pistols are like the B level Clash, for lack of a better word. So I digress. But London Calling, if you've never heard it, you might be surprised by what you hear. It's punk rock, but it's brought different ideas into the punk genre. It's not just like, let's go. But it's not. The Ramones are fan-frickin-tastic too. The Ramones, I love the Ramones over the Clash. But that might sound like a controversial statement, but I'm being serious.
Oh, you just pissed off Dr. Hemsley.
I love the Clash, but the Ramones are like much more like fun, where the Clash got very political, and I try to separate the two out. But I love the Clash no matter what, though. Sorry, Matt.